Mona loved a man with all her heart. He was charming, kind, or so she thought. They married in a small ceremony under the open sky. A year later, they had a daughter. The tiny bundle of joy brought so much light into Mona's life that she believed nothing could ever go wrong. But one day, everything shattered. Mona found out that the man she loved had been cheating on her. But instead of guilt or regret, he grew angry, furious. Without a second thought, he grabbed Mona and their little girl and threw them out of the house. The door slammed behind them, leaving Mona alone with her crying daughter on the cold street. The rain started to fall. Mona sat on the sidewalk, soaked and broken. Her heart hurt more than her body ever could. Her daughter, no older than 3, cried louder. Mona hugged her close, trying to calm her, but the cries wouldn't stop. That's when Mona realized her little girl was hungry, and Mona had nothing to give. She reached into her bag. Empty. She searched her coat pockets, but there was nothing. She looked around, desperate, eyes searching for anything. Then, just a few feet ahead, she saw a tiny silver coin glimmering on the wet road. She rushed over and picked it up like it was a treasure. Mona ran to the nearest shop, her heart pounding with hope. She bought the milk and hurried back. But when she returned to the spot, her daughter wasn't there. She looked around, shouting her daughter's name over and over. Her voice cracked. Just as she was about to scream again, she heard a laugh. Mona turned sharply, and there, in a corner near the bushes, sat her daughter, safe and smiling. She was playing with a stray cat, a dirty, thin, old cat with patchy fur and kind eyes. Her daughter giggled as the cat pawed gently at her tiny hands. Mona ran over and hugged her tightly, tears falling down her face. She looked at the cat. "Thank you," she whispered. She sat down with the milk in her hands. Her daughter sipped it slowly, and the cat watched. Mona looked at the animal, and even though she had so little, she poured a bit of milk into a small lid and placed it in front of the cat. To her surprise, the cat pushed the lid toward her, as if to say, "You need it more." That moment changed everything. Mona and her daughter followed the stray cat. He led them to an old shed behind an abandoned building. It wasn't much, but somehow it felt safe, warm. From that day on, the 3 became inseparable. Every morning, they'd go on small walks. The cat would lead them to hidden spots, places where leftover food was thrown, or kind people gave scraps. Sometimes, the cat would even return with a small piece of bread in its mouth, dropping it proudly in front of the little girl. Mona, still broken from her past, slowly began to smile again. Her daughter laughed more. They shared what little they had. The cat never left their side. Mona, still trying her best to build a new life, had just begun to breathe again when another storm came crashing into her world. One morning, she received a letter. Her heart raced as she opened it. Her ex-husband had secretly changed the house loan under her name, that same house where he now lives with his new wife. Her knees gave in. She sat on the floor, clutching the paper, unable to stop the tears. The burden of debt was too heavy. No matter how many dishes she washed or how many hours she worked, it would never be enough. Then, another blow. The cat, her loyal friend, her silent comfort, collapsed while walking. Mona rushed to him, heart pounding, and cradled him in her arms. They took him to the nearest vet, who told them the cat had a head injury and was suffering from short-term memory loss. Treating it would cost more than Mona could imagine. It was just too much. Debt, illness, fear. It all felt like a flood, trying to drown her once again. They ate less, they saved every coin, but the money never added up. They were sinking. Then one day, the cat did something strange. He called the little girl to him. With soft eyes and a shaking voice, he said, "The day I fell and hurt my head, I found something. A gold statue." "Where is it?" she asked eagerly. The cat paused and then looked confused. "I don't remember," he whispered, almost ashamed. The days went on and things only got harder. Mona finally made the most difficult decision of her life. She decided they had to leave the country. Her daughter cried and clung to the cat. "I won't leave him," she sobbed. But Mona held her close and explained gently, "We're doing this for him, so we can bring him the best care, so we can come back with hope." As they packed their bags, the cat tried harder each day to remember where he had put the statue. He would sit on the roof, close his eyes, and concentrate until he was too tired to try anymore. He never gave up. And then, on the very day Mona and her daughter were heading to the airport, in his mouth, the old cat carried something wrapped in cloth. It was a small golden statue, shining even through the dust. It looked ancient, precious, and unlike anything she had ever seen. The cat spoke quickly, as if afraid he'd forget again. "That day I saw it fall from a car. It rolled to the side of the road. I picked it up and I put it on our roof. I fell soon after. I've been trying to remember, and now finally, I did." Mona sat on the ground, shaking, tears falling silently. But instead of selling it to save themselves, they walked to the government office and handed it over, explaining everything. After an investigation, it was revealed that the statue was an antique, lost from a historical collection, and worth an unimaginable amount. As a token of appreciation, they gave 30% of the statue's value to the one who found it, the stray cat. With that, the family paid off all their debts. They took the cat to the best hospital, where his condition was treated with care and love. Mona renovated their small home. The kitchen always smelled of fresh food. The laughter returned, the daughter played again, and the cat, old but proud, rested in the sun on the same rooftop where he had once hidden gold. Not just the statue, but the heart of the family.